All right, welcome back. We're going to be talking about term life insurance now, and so let's talk about what it is, who needs it, how much you need, and go from there. So, what is term life insurance?
All right, so term life insurance is a product. It's a type of insurance. There's all different types of life insurance, but term life is what it says. It's set for a term, and you pay your premium for that term, whether it's 10, 20, 30 years or anywhere in between. And during that term, if you pass away, then whatever you agreed upon for the payout benefit, that goes to your family. For term life insurance, or the beneficiaries, it goes to your beneficiaries, whoever you mark off. But for term life insurance, there's no cash buildup. You just pay the premium, and the beneficiary gets the payout if you pass away during that term. Yeah,
it's great. Yeah, and so just thinking about who would need term life insurance, really just think about what are your financial obligations, and who or what do you need to provide for, in the event of your passing. So some of the things that we noted, parents of young children or just children in general that are dependent on you, married couples, especially if one's the breadwinner, people with mortgages or other debts, business owners with obligations. A lot of times the business owners will get life insurance on the other, so that's kind of a cool thing that they'll do to provide for the business. And who may not need it, if you don't have those things, if you're don't have dependents that are looking to you to provide to them, or you don't have these other obligations, and you have good savings, you may not need term life insurance.
When we go through these sorts of things with clients, we just check their dependents or what they have, what they owe, and typically if they're younger, then we would recommend some sort of insurance to cover those if they pass away. We like to play what ifs for a lot of different things, not just including death.
Right.
Just because that's a wise thing to do. Cover the what ifs.
You mentioned responsible.
Yeah. You mentioned for the people who don't need life insurance, it's like those people that don't have anything to pay off, or debts or dependents. And then one thing is for older people, for a lot of our older clients, and their term policy is about to end, or it does end, then we reconsider. Right. Do you need another set of term insurance, even though your kids are already graduated college, already have jobs, your house is paid off? And it's going to be more expensive for them if they do reset. So it's just a question you can ask and answer yourself, or with a financial advisor.
Yeah, absolutely. So then how much should we get?
How much should we get? All right. If you are a young person and you have a mortgage, then you should at least have what you're making. We say maybe 10 to 15 years times what you're making, plus what the mortgage is. So if you have a $500,000 mortgage and you pass away, you want to be able to cover that amount.
Right, especially if you want to leave that house to someone. If the mortgage is one of those things, like if you don't have that covered, then the house will just sell. That kind of thing. But yeah, that'd be a great benefit to someone to be able to leave that house to someone.
Yeah,
fully paid off. No worries there.
That's like the quick rule is the 10 to 15 times your income, plus debts, and plus maybe an education. But there's a different way you can go through it. It's more in-depth. It calculates your income replacement for what your family needs based on different cash flows or your lifestyle. It includes your debt, education funding, final expenses like your burial or final medical expenses. And then you subtract out what you already own. So your savings, your retirement accounts, and other sorts of investments. So there's multiple ways to do it.
And then just thinking about how long the term should be, just considering what that timeline is for the things that you're responsible. For kids, how long do you want to make sure that your kids are covered Probably forever, but
Yeah.
but in terms of life insurance, when do you think your kids will be out and on their own and able to earn a wage and that kind of thing? How many years will it take to get that? Or mortgage, maybe you match it up with the mortgage, a 30-year type deal. So
Yeah.
or even just going to like, when are you gonna? What year do you plan on retiring? And then how long will it be till then? It's just a simple way to do it. Yeah.
If you think you're going to be financially independent by 40 because you're one of those FIRE people and you work really hard and save so much, then you might not need to be paying for a term life insurance premium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you are financially independent. Yep. And then the cost?
Yeah, so these things cost different based on several things. The most important things are your age and your health. An insurance company might not give you a $1 million policy if it looks like you're gonna pass away in the next week.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
So if you're young and healthy, it's gonna be fairly inexpensive and a good, I wouldn't say investment, because it's not an investment. But
it's insurance. Yeah,
it's a wise choice to
so
get insurance.
Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, so I think a lot of people look at insurance as an investment, like as life insurance as an investment, and there's multiple types. So far we've talked about term life insurance. The other would be like a whole life policy or a universal life policy. And those are a little different. They've got like some cash values in the policy themselves. And even then, we would just caution you about those because even with that, it's not a true savings vehicle. You're not saving to an account. It's you're paying a premium for insurance. And so, I just kind of separate that in your mind: insurance, investments. Yeah.
And there's obviously pros and cons to each type of insurance. The con, I guess, for term insurance is you're paying a premium and it goes away, and you might not pass away during the term, and you spent all that money for, I wouldn't say nothing. It's peace of mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's different pros and cons and different things, but we're kind of just going over what term life insurance is and why we would recommend it for a certain person. But other reasons for costs could be your age, health. The term obviously will change. If you a 10-year term will be less expensive than a 30-year term, right? Yeah. Well, during the period
over time.
The coverage amount, whether you're getting $1 million or $5 million, and then smoking status is a big thing. Insurance companies want to know if you're a smoker or not,
or just tobacco use in general. Nicotine, all that stuff. So just tips for it. Shop around, look at some different providers, get some different quotes. Only buy what you need. People will try to upsell you and try to get more.
You could always buy more if you get a new house or have another kid. You can always buy more. So it's when you have a life change, you can revisit your insurance policies and ask yourself, do I need more? And that's just an easy thing to add on. Make sure you name a beneficiary. One thing is not a minor child. If a minor inherits a lot of money, that may be not advisable.
Then they would usually they would get it at the age of majority. So depending on
so you want to name a trustworthy person of some sort. And then one last, don't uninsure yourself.
Underinsure, don't underinsure. So you were talking about like the 40-year-old, right? Financially independent. Like you don't want to get to that point and realize, I actually need more. By that point you're 40 and you're not, 25 and young and healthy anymore. Hopefully you're still young and healthy at 40. But just think about that. You want to plan for maybe a little bit longer than you may need, and so at any point you can say, all right, you know what, I don't need this insurance anymore. It's harder to say, okay, now we're at this point and now we need more insurance. That's always more difficult to do.
So don't wait. This is one of those things where you don't want to wait on, and get it earlier, and make sure you know what you're going to cover for.
Yep.
We hope this crash course of term life insurance was helped you learn something. So
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.